Continuing now with our lead story, negotiating a nuke deal with Iran. Joining us from Midtown Manhattan, the author of the book, The Art of the Deal, and possible presidential candidate, Donald Trump. So you've been harsh on President Obama, and you're a very good negotiator, and so I'm going to make you John Kerry. So we're going to kidnap Kerry tonight, take him out of there. Tomorrow morning, when they all get up in Switzerland, Lausanne, and they have their croissant, you're going to be sitting there. And what do?
Well, I do a good job to start off with. I mean, he has to immediately say, this is what we want, and if he doesn't get it, he's got to walk. You know, this is not a deal. For months and months, I've been hearing you and everybody else talking about this deal. It's not a deal that should take so long. You could do a deal in one day if they wanted to. Remember this, the Iranians and the Persians generally are great negotiators. We are terrible negotiators. The people representing the Obama administration and Obama himself are terrible negotiators. All you have to do is look at our trade, 5 for 1. One terrorist. I mean, you look at this, the 5 terrorists against our one.
Bergdahl,
you can call them whatever you want to call them.
Let's get to the why of it.
No, but that's,
let's get to the why of it. Why are they bad negotiators? Look, you wrote a book on negotiating, okay? So I want you to step back out of the political realm and tell me why they're bad negotiators. What are they doing wrong?
Well, for one thing, they seem desperate, and everything I see is it looks like desperation. For another thing, and it's hard to believe, they really don't seem like they like Israel, whether they do or not.
But that doesn't have anything to do with the Iranian.
But they certainly don't see. But they certainly seem desperate. And for this to be going on for so long, and you have to understand the other side. Iran has all sorts of oil. It's coming out of their ears. Frankly, as I said, and I told you years ago, they're going to end up taking over Iraq for nothing. And Iraq is second in terms of reserves in the world. They have oil all over the place. They need nuclear weapons like you need something else. I mean, they don't need it. So they want it for bad purposes. I think they're just tapping us along. They keep tapping as they're doing and making what they want to make.
All right, but again, I need you to be a little more incisive. You got Kerry sitting there, and the mistake he makes is not being a tough guy. I mean, does he have to insult the Iranians? Say, you do it our way or we're out of here today? I mean, is that how he has to do it?
Bill, sometimes you have to get up from a deal and walk, and you're going to find out whether or not they make the deal or want to make the deal when they call you back or they don't call you back. And the worst thing that can happen is a bad deal is made. That's certainly a lot better than no deal at all. But sometimes you have to get up and walk. Now, I just heard from you that the deadline was just extended yet again.
Right.
It just keeps going and going. At some point, you have to say, we've had enough, we're walking. Now, you'll find out what happens after that.
But
it'll be very interesting. But you can't make a bad deal.
The unintended consequences of walking are that military action might take place. All right, because you know the Israelis aren't going to let it. Yeah, you put sanctions back.
Bill, they take the sanctions off before they negotiate. I've never heard of a thing like that. We should have doubled and tripled up the sanctions before the negotiation. They start taking them off and relieving them of the pressure. They should have doubled them up and tripled them up. The sanctions can be put back, and very, very strongly, and you'll find out whether or not they want to negotiate. They are tapping us along. I have no doubt about it. I have absolutely none, and we have the wrong people negotiating. At some point, Kerry's going to have to get up and walk.